Good morning, everyone, on the Peace Africa podcast. It's a beautiful morning in Uganda. We received heavy rain, and this has disrupted us a bit. But finally, peace has come. Our guest, Von Jime from the Lighthouse German Media Evolution Movement, is here with us. We are going to learn more from him, especially about his peace building initiative, where he's advocating for a balanced media, balanced press, as he wants to see that we have all journalists on board, start dialogues in our area communities to bring solutions to the existing violences. Therefore, he has an app, an innovation of its kind that I strongly tried to link up with it, though not successfully, but is here to enlighten us. I welcome you, Jimmy. I humbly request you to begin by taking us through how early age journalists can really access or sign up this app. I welcome you.
Yes. Thank you very much for the invitation, Ronald. It's a great chance for the whole family of mankind, because we have to think big. I think we have to think in ethic standards. It's about philosophy. It's not about politics, because I think we have the right for a world, for a planet without violence. We should solve our conflicts without violence and without war. This is the basic ethic which our forefathers wanted us to have on this world. There's a lot of rules in this world which can make a world without violence. We have laws and we have journalism to control in a sincere and honest and a balanced way, to find the interest behind violence, behind the wars. And so journalism is the key. The world has made the important rules that we have 4 columns of power. We have the politics, the legislative. We also have the law, the judicative, and the executive. And it's very important that we have a function of control. And this should be our media. It should be the mainstream media. It should be the journalism with an ethic based on the press code, on the international press code. But we all know the history of mankind. We all know the history that we have 5,000 years of violence, an history of violence. And it is always difficult to create the belief that there would be another world possible. Thank you for the opportunity that we can present our app, which has the ability to combine this effort for the whole world, for all countries on the world, because we can integrate different languages and we can start a dialogue. The important element of this app is to start a dialogue between our local journalism, our local editors, our local newspapers or TV stations or radio stations, and the events of peace, democracy, and non-violence. The events which we create in our initiatives worldwide. Worldwide, we have initiatives for democracy, for a new health system, for a new economic system, for a new education system. We have a lot of ideas to create a world which has a lot of chances to develop in the right direction. But for this, we need the help of the journalism as a whole. It would be very important to talk about ethics and to talk about standards of communication between the countries. There's no reason, it doesn't make any sense that we go on with wars in the 21st century. So great that we speak about this app today.
That is great. Right now, I'm speaking to you from Makerere University. There is an orientation of all graduate students. And we have Makerere University School of Journalism, and the universities around. I know this app will excite so many of us who may have an access to the internet as we strive to see that a sustainable peace prevails. I'm urging you to think about a peace building answers model. Just a thought, peace building answers model. Shortly that we will share with you about. And now, could you paint a picture to the nation of a violent-free community you are intending to put in place, as opposed to the existing violent nation?
Yes, I think the common sense tells us that we are able to talk about our interests, about our economic interests, and about our national interests on round tables. And these round tables, they must be honest. It's very important that we do not hide our interests. This is what made this world in many situations not controllable if we hide our interests. But we have a special situation now. It's a historic situation that we have the internet since several years. For 10 years, we have even a very strong independent journalism in the internet. Like your podcast, there are many podcasts and newspapers in the internet, news portals, so websites, which investigate the interests, the global interests, and some hidden interests. So it's very important to talk in a balanced way about these informations. It's all about information. It's all about education. You know it, you work for school in Uganda. This is very important. The education and journalism has to lead us, has to be a guide, has to be a balanced guide. So the most important is that everybody of us, we don't have the truth. We don't know how to guide this world. And we will always have conflicts on Earth. We need to have conflicts because then we need exchange. Conflicts makes us the discourse, the discussion. So we do not, we have no chance that there's a world without conflicts, but we have a chance that there is a world without violence. This is for the 21st century, the right direction. And maybe we have to be very clear about it, because sometimes we always talk about different ideas of politics, very different content, how to regulate and how to make our nations to develop them in the right direction. But I think we have to go one step after the other to develop our civilization. First, we need honesty, and we need honesty about our interests. And we should not hide so many interests.
Yeah, that is great. Now, especially in Africa, internet is always disrupted in those countries where it is during times of violence and people are cut off, not getting the information that you want communities to get. People seated discussing peace building, they may not have a chance when the internet is disrupted. How are you going to guard such practices using this new app development you've put into existence? Should we hope that anytime it can also be affected? We find ourselves it's off, we cannot access.
Yes, this is the question of developing. We have a lot of necessary developing of all the countries in the world. And we have to talk about our resources. This is also connected with honest interest and with the war economy. What we need is a peace economy.
Yes.
So that is the first step. We need to talk about peace economy. Wasted for the war economy. So there is a lot of potential because we are a rich planet. In Africa is a rich continent. We are rich in universities in the world. So we have in the 21st century, we have all elements to create a new world. But I think it's very important to go one step after the other. And without control of information, without transparency of the interests, I think this is what we need. And this is the first step for a new world.
Yeah, of course, a peace economy is what we want, and we want peace to avail on this planet. We want to have it sustainably. We do not want to leave anyone behind. So we are all concerned, we are all stakeholders. Jimmy, as we plan to start sharing our peace building events in our different local communities with the journalists to have it shared internationally, what are some of the peace building events have you successfully done in Germany where this innovation is born that you could share with us briefly?
I can tell about our success. Our initiative, Lighthouse Germany Media Evolution Movement, it exists almost 2 years now. And we started with a dialogue with the German journalism 1 year ago. And right now we have 20 roundtables behind us, together with responsible editors of German newspapers and German public broadcasting system journalists. So it's a very strong beginning of dialogue. It's very important first step. And we go on with this right now in 170 cities every week. And with this app, we try to bring this dialogue around the world. Last week, I spoke to Seattle in United States, and they also made an event for peace. They want to free Julian Assange because this is an element of hypocrisy that somebody who stands for peace and truth must be in jail, must be in prison. And so there is a lot of events to help Julian Assange. And we can unite all these events with and combine these events with this dialogue. So this is one example how we can create this worldwide, because we all have an interest, and it's very easy because this is without money, because now we live in a digital age of communication. So our communication is almost without it's almost not necessary to need a lot of money for this. We can communicate right now from Uganda to Germany. It's not any problem anymore. So so this is our chance to create a common voice. What we really want to create is the loudness of a voice which can be heard by the responsible journalists, by the responsible politicians, because together this voice will be not unheard.
Yeah, thank you so much. Now, as the world is warming up to sign up for this app, you know, we are of different communities, different cultures, different languages, and you noted that so far soon French language, people speaking French will be okay. Now, how many languages so far have you thought of that we can access information qualitatively?
Yes, I will have, right now, this is a very interesting question, because this is developing. This app is also absolutely a free open source software. It's very easy and it's public data. So there's no security risk with this data, because it's public data of the journalists, of the editors, of the newspapers, and public data of our events for peace and freedom and for democracy. We need some technicians to discuss how many languages we can add. Maybe we change the app in the next weeks to change some basic techniques of the open source software. Right now we plan to have 4 languages, German, English, French, and Russian. So this can be established in the next days. And but in future, it should be possible even more languages, maybe even every language. It depends on the technical construction, and it depends of the growing of our movement. We need the growing, and we need some help from technicians. This is our next step.
Okay, it is promising. I hope that one day, one time, the 54 languages, I don't think only 54, Africa, the entire African continent will be speaking their languages on this app. And that will help us, because we normally fail to understand, to reason. We lack the knowledge just because of language disparities. Have you journalists in Ukraine, in Russia, and in some other African countries where there is some bit of conflicts that you already have on board? Have you some of them that you are in touch with your editors? And they are reporting any progress in peace building that side?
Yes, Ronald. This is our goal, to connect all this. Yeah, it's right now starting to build up the relationship. I have telephone calls to Moscow, for example. I have telephone calls to Canada and to America. And so the contacts are growing. And in Africa, we have this conference every week. We meet in the conference with different African countries. And for sure, in the future, it will be very important that everybody contributes to this idea, because we all are the family of humans. And I know that many people are already very active and they don't have a lot of time. And as you know, sometimes it's a problem of money and sometimes it's a problem of development of the certain country. But all this we can bridge. We can bridge this by becoming more countries and by creating growth to this movement.
In those African countries where you have weekly dialogues, do they positively receive your message? Do they promise that they are part of this movement? Or you are just still trying to impart this onto them?
Yes, this is just in the beginning. Since 3 weeks, I have contact with African journalists and with African activists. Yeah. So I'm right now, even today, I will meet with a friend of Tanzania, I think. So every day it's growing. So we should discuss this maybe in some weeks, because then I can tell you about first cooperations with some countries like Uganda, like with you in Uganda.
Wow. We all need peace. Peace be with you, peace be unto the nation, peace be on the planet, in churches, everywhere. Peace unites us. Without peace, nothing much we can do. So for knowledge sharing purposes, you have got journalists, you have got editors, they have so many facilities. I think as we organize ourselves to share this information, we may need some linkages as we organize ourselves with your teams that side. I hope that would be possible. We need to link up, we need that knowledge sharing. Yes. As we plan to do that. We have so many peace building activities going on. Like on our side, we need links with the education or knowledge experts in universities, in the media, to start sharing our peace building programs. So I think you look into that. I need one knowledge expert. I need one. I need to be in direct communication with him. So I see you said the next phase of meeting, traveling will depend on the resources, will depend on the progress we've made with the app. I requested you to take us through briefly how we can sign up for the app to take us. You had promised there is a podcast in English speaking, all that. We need at least some guidance. I myself tried, but I did not succeed. I filled in the information. I kept on waiting to see what next. Is there a step I missed or not? Or there are still some technical challenges?
I will. We will now put the link to the app directly in the podcast under the video. Yeah. And the first step is for the app, you only need internet connection, because you don't need to download anything, and there's no registration in the app. It's absolutely only internet access. With internet access, you can directly write and add addresses, add your initiatives, events into the app. Very easy. Our second thing is what we should communicate with every country is what initiatives do you have in your country, and what independent journalism do you have in your country, and what mainstream journalism do you have in your country. So this is the basic data. We are activists for peace and freedom. Data will grow. Every day this communication will grow.
We are having 10 minutes to come to the end of our program. So last time when we met, I disclosed it to you about that building of the capacity of journalists, especially in our developing countries. When are you hoping to have that in place? Because these ones have not to wait. They do not have to wait the next phase. This is the time to do the great job, but they need some capacity building as they reach out in communities, as they cover the dialogues. They need leadership skills, peace vocabulary, everything. How are you looking into that? Because I see they may not need the second phase of the peace building agenda.
Yes, I think we need a little patience on this, because if we have to look in the history, we have to look into the history of the peace movements. There is not a big progress the last decades. We did not succeed in bringing non-violence to this planet. So this is why this is my background. My background is studying the violence and studying the interests, the global interests of the last 150 years. So with all this knowledge, we know that we need to have a strategy, and this is the strategy, because dialogue is very important and network is very important. And we have to grow our influence. So this is what we need patience for, because this influence has to grow. The development of your country needs some patience on sometimes, yeah. But the most important thing is the peace economy. Because we have so much resources and we have so much wasting our resources with the war economy. So it's the basis of everything. We can change the world by changing this wasting of the resources. And this is our most important aspect of the 21st century, that we use our resources for the right thing, for the peace economy.
Yes, members on BP Africa Podcast, we are privileged. He's Von Jime from the Lighthouse German Media Evolution Movement, which advocates for a balanced media news as we bring peace to this planet. Peace unites us. It is our goal. It is the peace economy the movement wishes for everyone. So I call upon all peace building partners internationally on all corners of this nation to go on the internet, look for the app and sign. Update this app with your peace building events. The calendar is there. The nation wants to know. He has briefed us about what is happening in Germany. It's a success story. And this is why he's looking outside Germany to bring the world together, because we must have that unity of peace message, that unity of peace vocabulary, that peace economy that will give everyone a chance to sustainably live, grow, till that time comes and you depart to meet your Lord. So, Jimmy, what are some of the remarks you have for everybody on BP's Africa podcast right now?
Yes, thank you very much, Ronald. Thank you for the invitation. And I think we can spread the news of coming into our own belief that we are strong enough to change the world. This is what gives us confidence. We need the confidence and the belief. And we know that we have to unite, because the networking is the most important aspect. And then we get a common voice. And this is only the beginning.
Yes. Yeah, thank you so much. I believe everyone has heard. I'm just feeling sure that your message has landed on a fertile soil. All generations, it is on record. This message is important. It is us. It is our own responsibility to bring peace. We can create this world into a better place. We shouldn't wait for others to come. It begins with us. It is a moral issue, a moral activity, a moral venture for everyone, beginning from our families, because these families make up the communities. From these communities, we expand up to that level of the judiciary. You talked about the executive, where policies are being made. Therefore, I assure you, we are going to spread the information. We are going to make sure everyone receives this important information, and we shall get there. We shall have that peace economy that we want. So I would like to say thank you. You reach our greetings to the editors in German of the Lighthouse Media Evolution Movement, who have sacrificed, who have dug into their little pockets to make sure that the movement grows. You told me last time you were heading for a TV talk show in Austria. All those are resources. Indirectly, the resources are being put in. It is not freely entirely, but they are resources from those who sacrifice for peace, for this peace economy that we want everyone to enjoy. So I'm eagerly waiting to see the edited video that we are going to share with everybody, include the link to the app, since it is on the internet, as a prerequisite to begin sharing our peace initiatives, our activities, our everything. But remember, as I've spoken, I need you to have me a contact with a knowledge expert, as I'm also organizing some peace building work here. So would you like to say anything?
Thank you, Ronald. And you said something very important. It is also about spiritual things, because if we come into our belief, then we spread a spirit throughout the world. And this is the great chance for us all, that we can feel the change, because it is in our hearts. And this is what gives us the belief that we can achieve our goals.
Yes. So thank you so much. I wish everyone a worldwide free hypocritical media. We need balanced news. We need balanced press. God bless you.